Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm well, and yourself?
Fabulous, fabulous. I'm excited to be working with my beautiful bride. That's always nice. And I got a great guest coming up later in the show.
Really? Who's that?
You should join me sometime for the guests. People think you're rude. They're like, Heidi never wants to talk to people. I'm like, yeah, she just doesn't like people. I'm sorry. Rita Coolidge is going to be my guest, and she's got a new CD out. Safe in the Arms of Time is the name of the album, and we're going to be visiting with her. She's been doing music for a long time, and I'm excited to chat with her. Musical legend, again, Rita Coolidge. Also, I've got a quote here from Maya Angelou. She says, "Nothing will work unless you do." I like that.
Absolutely true.
That is so true.
And the reason that I don't take part is because it's really awkward. Like, I'll start to ask a question at the same time you're starting to ask a question. We're talking over the top of each other, and it's ridiculous and horrible.
Oh, yeah. And you don't like people.
Sounds awful.
And you don't like people.
That's true.
Just kidding. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Wednesday, the 8th day of August, my little sister Jamie's birthday today.
Aww.
Happy birthday, Jamie. It's also National Happiness Happens Day today, so today's a good day to be happy. It happens, Heidi. It's National Frozen Custard Day. We'll come back to that in a second. National Sneak Some Zucchini Into Your Neighbor's Porch Day. This has been going on for years. And it's just got to stop. I'm just kidding. You can do what you want to do. National Sneak Some Zucchini Into Your Neighbor's Porch Day. Okay. And it's National Dollar Day. So go and spend $1 somewhere and be happy that you did it. Now let's go back to this frozen custard. I went about 40 years of my life, or maybe 35 years of my life, without ever having frozen custard because it sounds disgusting. And then I tried it, and I was like, that's really good. It's like really good, rich, thick ice cream. Remember when we first tried it?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of ice cream, period,
well,
so it doesn't matter
what
to me.
What do you know? It's good. It's yummy. Thanks for listening.
I'd much rather have a candy bar.
Okay, I'll get the frozen custard. Sounds really good today. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. But first, a fiscal study found that the state of Alaska collected $11 million in tax revenue from marijuana sales in the last year. $11 million.
Yikes.
It's a lot of tax revenue. So that's happening in the state of Alaska. They also have a lot of oil money up there, too. So they're doing okay from the sounds of it. Between
good for them.
Oil money and now this $11 million in tax revenue, they're probably doing all right. Maybe the state of California could get a loan. You borrow some money to us? All right. I guess it would be loan some money to us, wouldn't it? I said that wrong.
Call it a hunch, but I don't think Alaska would bother loaning anything to
I doubt it.
California.
You never know. Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. A Canadian man from Ontario is facing an impaired driving charge after attempting to prove to his friends that he was not drunk. Police say the man was drinking at a bar on Wednesday morning, early in the morning, and his friend said, "You've had too much to drive." He said, "I have not. I'll go to the police station and show you." So he went there and said, "Hey,
man.
I'd like to get a breathalyzer to show these yahoos over here that I'm not too drunk to drive." So they obliged, and they gave him the breathalyzer, and then they arrested him. They said, "Oh, you were way too drunk to drive." So,
and he did drive there. That's
Yeah,
why
he drove
got,
there.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
bad idea.
Very, very bad
Terrible
idea.
idea. So don't do that. That's what kind of friends would? I mean, they should have given you a ride there,
Right.
I mean, then
Yeah,
they
if
were
you
friends.
pass, then we'll let you drive.
Yeah,
but
just a bad plan. Don't do that. It's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, a very rare poster from Star Wars sequel, The Empire Strikes Back, recently sold in Dallas at an auction for $26,000 for a poster. The winning bidder was a first-time buyer. So, yeah, well, maybe next time you won't spend $26,000 on a poster. They saw you coming. $26,000 for a poster.
crazy.
Incredibles 2 has now become Disney's third movie to make $1 billion at the global box office. So, Incredibles 2 took them, 20 years to make it or 10 years to make it? It's incredible they didn't do it sooner. Now they'll be in Incredibles 3, I guarantee you. Steve Harvey is returning to host the 2018 Miss Universe pageant this December.
Oh, good.
2015.
I thought they booted him out for good.
They did.
after-
2015, he famously announced Miss Columbia as the winner when it was really Miss Philippines.
was not
No.
his fault.
But like a man, he took the credit for it. And then, once you found out what really happened, it really wasn't his fault. So I always like Steve Harvey. Seems like a nice man. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day. Apple has become the first American company to break the $1 trillion value. That happened on Thursday of last week. So they're worth over $1 trillion now. That's a lot. That's you could buy a couple of iPhones.
It is a lot.
Yeah,
One
you'd
or
be
two.
good. The TSA is considering nixing passenger screenings at 150 small airports across the country. Terrible idea, because if you're doing it, don't tell people, hey, we're going to just quit looking in the bags at these small airports, because then if you want to do something wrong, you just go to a small airport. That's not good. I mean, if it's a small enough airport, TSA is just a guy named Mike that stands there and, it's just one dude. But I think you got to keep Mike there, You just have to do that. It's a bad plan. A malfunction caused a pirate ship at a Pennsylvania theme park to continue running for 10 minutes last week. Authorities tried to stop it, but it just kept going. Normally, the ride runs for 2 minutes. This one went on for over 15 minutes. And then when they all got off, they're like, I need some more tickets from you people. You've been on way too long. Can you imagine that pirate ship? Have you ever ridden on one of those that just swings back and forth?
Yeah, I like that one.
Would you like doing that for 15 minutes?
Probably.
At a certain point, when you see them down there with wrenches working on it, and people shouting, you'd be like, what are we doing? Is this the pirate ship of death?
Pirate ship that
I
never
have no
ends.
idea. A Chipotle restaurant in Ohio has been linked now to 518 different illnesses, and it's still open, at least at the time I'm getting this story.
Yikes.
That is kind of a bad idea. I don't know what's going on there. California's Death Valley. We drove through there one time. Remember that?
We did.
As we were driving through, what did I say? See why they call it Death Valley. It was so hot. I was pretty sure our tires were melting to the road. Well, they set a record for the hottest month ever. The average temperature in the month of July in California's Death Valley was 108.1 degrees.
Yikes.
But it's a dry heat, Heidi.
Yeah.
It's a dry heat. Yeah, your skin's going to fall off, but it's a dry heat. Growing number of men in Saudi Arabia are upset that women have now been given the right to drive. So they're not happy about that.
Oh, well.
Yeah, exactly. The Iranian army, I guess, is conducting some military exercises, so they're prepared if they ever had a conflict with the United States. That's not good. A growing number of parents are doing a thing called Fortnite coaching. They're hiring Fortnite coaches. Have you heard of this game? You know what Fortnite is?
No.
It's a game. It's like a video game. And it's one where a lot of kids are playing it, and they're really getting into this. So now parents are hiring Fortnite coaches to teach the kids how to get better at the Fortnite video game. And I can tell you, there's probably a lot of kids that are really good at that video game, but they're not busy on Saturday and Friday nights anyway. So it's like, yeah, we can teach us kids. I'm sorry. I'm just being silly. I can't even imagine. Can you imagine saying, I'm a Fortnite coach?
And I would not pay for who does that?
I
want
don't know.
my kid to spend more time in front of the TV. So
I think
I'm
they're
gonna
just
get a
trying to help
coach.
them. The kids like it, and they're helping them learn how to do it better, I guess. And then I got this story over here. This I didn't know if I should put this here or if I should put this in the. We do a thing called big screen, little screen, but it has to do with television. But it kind of does, kind of doesn't. CNN. They're going to air the final season of Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown. He filmed it prior to his suicide in June, and they had it sitting there trying to decide, do we air this? Do we not air this? And they decided, you know what, we're going to air this. And I'm glad that they're doing that. But I also think that there are some people that are kind of sad that that's going to happen too. They're like, well, I don't know that you should air it. But I'm for fans, I'm really glad that they're going to let them see, you know, the other stuff. So that final season will be airing. I don't know when, but it says they're going to air it. Doesn't say when they're going to air it. Maybe it does. I have a link here. I haven't clicked on it. If you would like to read the whole story, I have that link and that story with the rest of those stories in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us right now. We have two-time Grammy winner and an amazing singer, Rita Coolidge. How you doing, Rita?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fantastic. We were just excited to chat with you. And as you kind of look through and look at your background and all of the amazing things that you've had a chance to do and the people you've had a chance to work with, it's got to almost feel kind of unreal, doesn't it?
Well, I guess it does to other people looking at it. For me, it's just my life.
Well, it's a very interesting life, and you've had a chance to do some really cool things. And you've got album number 17, your solo album number 17, that's just coming out right now, Safe in the Arms of Time. And I've got that here. We're going to even take a little sneak peek and listen to a little bit of the music from that. One of the things that I think is really cool, though, this has to feel kind of cool. It's like a homecoming. You recorded this album in the same studio that you did your studio album number 1. How cool is that?
And it was really cool. It was so great to go back into those studios and into the halls, where I'd worked 50 years ago almost. And the Sunset Sound is one of 2 studios that were operational in the 70s that are still up and running and state of the art.
And I was going to just ask, how have they changed over the years? How has that studio in particular changed? When you went in the first time, computers were kind of a thought, but they weren't the way we did things like we do now. I'm assuming there have been a lot of updates.
Well, everything's different. All the equipment is different because now it's all digital, and at that time it was analog. It's a 2-inch reel-to-reel tape. But I think it's also interesting that that in recent years that record companies have gone back to vinyl. They still release on CD and, of course, download, but so many people are interested in having vinyl and actually having turntables in their homes. So in that sense, we're kind of everything old is new again.
And I, for one, am pretty excited about that because, I missed that. I'm not a fan of just, some little digital bit that you can't even touch and feel and see. I remember looking at these giant album covers and being able to see this piece of art, and I'm glad that music is coming back to that a little bit.
Yes, I am too. And my record is on vinyl, and it's white vinyl, and it's just beautiful. Now,
you just recently finished a mini tour in California, and you've got the rest of the tour coming up later this year. What was it like to get in front of the audience, and what was it like to have that crowd out there listening to every word you're singing again?
Well, I've never stopped working. I've been on the road pretty much my whole life. I was out all of March, April, May. I was in the States and in England and Ireland, and so I've been touring pretty extensively for all of my life. But it was great to be out with the new material and to get, since March, we've been playing the new material for audiences, and the response has been just wonderful. So it's great to be able, to come with this new record in addition to the kind of the classic hits.
Again, our guest right now, Rita Coolidge, singer, songwriter, and I've got a quote here that I think is just a really neat quote from you. It says, "I've written so many songs assuming a role like an actor, but this time I got to write from experience." So on your 17th album, a lot of the songs you're putting in here probably have a pretty close meaning to you, don't they?
They do, and it was so important in choosing the songs with my producer Ross Hogarth that we actually put together a collection of songs that had really strong meaning. The things we carry on the record. It's the song that I recorded for my sister. I didn't write it because it had become so painful, and I couldn't write about it. But I found a song that said what I needed to say. And but I did write some of the songs. I wrote two with Kev Moe, who's one of my favorite artists, and I wrote one song with Stan Lynch, who is, formerly with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and he lives not far from me in Florida. He writes a lot with Don Henley, so it was such a labor of love.
Rita, thank you again for taking some time to visit with us today.
Thank you so much. It's just been great talking to you, John.
And again, Rita Coolidge, and she's got a tour that will be continuing. It's really kind of fun to see. You've got a lot of fun places you'll be going between now and the end of 2019. Rita, thank you again. You have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
And we're going to put a link in our show notes to make it easy to find the new album. Again, it's called Safe in the Arms of Time by Rita Coolidge, and we'll have a link to that in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers, or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Most toilets flush in E flat. So if you're ever wondering, what tone is that?
Who has ever wondered that?
I don't know. Somebody was flushing a toilet, and they're like, boy, if I flush enough of these, maybe I can make some sort of music.
Oh, my gosh.
And they're like, oh, no, I guess I can't. They're all in E flat. What a new conundrum I just found out. So most toilets flush in E flat. I'm gonna do another one here, because that just doesn't seem like it's a very good thing. How about this one? Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A raisin dropped in a glass of fresh champagne will bounce up and down continuously from the bottom to the top of the glass. You know why that is?
Why?
It'll get the bubbles on it, and it'll go to the top. Then they'll pop off of it, and it'll go down. It'll catch the bubbles, and it'll go to the top, and then they'll pop off, and then it'll go down. So it'll just keep doing that over and over and over. So if you're bored sometime and you have some champagne and you have some not grapes, what are those things called?
Would you put a
raisins
raisin in your champagne?
To see if it'll do that.
Nasty?
No, it's just to see if you do. It's not to eat it. You're going to do it now. She's looking around like, do we have any champagne?
We do not have champagne.
Oh, I was wondering. It's probably right next to the caviar. we don't have that either? All right.
We do not have that either.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
It's time now for the grandiloquent word of the day. You ready for a grandiloquent word, Heidi?
Absolutely.
All right. How about runarian? Runarian. R-A-N-A-R-I-A-N. Runarian. Runarian. What do you think that is?
I honestly could not tell you.
You're going to like it, though. It is of relating to or resembling frogs. something that resembles a frog or is related to a frog or has characteristics of a frog, or something that is frog-like is Rhinarian, very Rhinarian. And it says a sentence here, have you seen Jessica's Rhinarian new boyfriend? So apparently she thinks he looks like a frog.
It sounds like something off of Star Trek.
Yeah, it does.
Her Rhinarian
He's a
new
Rhinarian.
boyfriend. He's off of Planet Rhinarian?
Apparently. Planet Rhinaria. I have no idea. Rhinarian. Looks like a frog. And this is today's grandiloquent word. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Time now for some weird news for you on a Wednesday. According to police, a gentleman who cut in line for some free samples at a Costco in Greenville, South Carolina, well, that turned into a fight. Fisticuffs. Two men in their 70s. One man, 70 years young. Another man, 72 years young. Can you imagine seeing that? A couple 70-year-old guys getting in a fight. Here's what happened. A 70-year-old man was in line waiting for a complimentary piece of cheese at Costco when a rude 72-year-old man cut in line and took some cheese, then walked off. After the 70-year-old moved on to another line of samples for cheeseburgers, police say the 72-year-old man was approaching. The 70-year-old was still upset about being cut in front of, and he told the other man he could get in front of him because he knew he was going to just cut in line anyway. The 72-year-old then hit the 70-year-old with the right side of his head and caused his hat and glasses to get knocked off. 72-year-old left Costco by the time police arrived. Then they tracked him down. So, wowzers.
Costco brawl.
I can't even imagine that. Next time I go to Costco, I'm going to hang out by the cheese just in case. Like, okay. Oh, here comes two old guys. Maybe. Get the video camera ready, Heidi. Come on. Put it in high def. This one's going to go viral. Oh, that is just crazy that happened. Thanks for listening, by the way. We appreciate you tuning in to the Weird News on a Wednesday. Now your moment of duh. Police say a man leaving an Arizona hospital tried to beat the heat by stealing an ambulance. He didn't want to walk. Mesa police say a 37-year-old man by the name of Todd Shell had just been released from the Banner Desert Hospital at about 11:30 in the morning for a heat-related situation. Officers interviewed Shell after his arrest. He said when he came out of the hospital, he thought it was too hot to walk home, so he walked towards the hospital, found an ambulance running in the bay while the crew was dropping off another patient, and decided to take that.
Oh, yeah. Great idea.
Yeah. He didn't want to walk. He was booked into jail on account of unlawful use of means of transportation and one count of unlawful flight from law enforcement.
Jeepers creepers.
That's not a good idea. Here's what he could have done, what he should have done, maybe what he, maybe would do in the future. Ask for a ride. Somebody will give you a ride. Ask for a ride.
Well, depending on where you live. I mean, in the Midwest, it's Midwest nice. They'll give you a ride.
This was in Arizona.
Anywhere.
They would have given him a ride. I don't know why they wouldn't have. Probably even the ambulance that was running there. Like, yeah, let us drop this dude off here, and then we'll give you a ride somewhere. Don't just steal the ambulance. Bad plan. Doesn't matter where you live. Always a bad plan. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, you got to tell me if this is fake news, something that I made up, or if it's a real story from the great state of Florida. You ready for this one?
I got this.
All right. Let me see here. I'm going to scroll through. Oh, how about this one here? Fake news or Florida? A Florida man entered a convenience store to buy some beer while carrying a live alligator, and he proceeded to chase customers around the store with it. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
Yeah, that is a true story. Did you hear the story, or did you just
No,
know?
but that does not surprise me at all.
Well, you want to hear the whole story?
Sure.
All right, I happen to have it here. It says, over the weekend, Jacksonville, Florida man named Robbie Stratton entered a convenience store to buy some beer while carrying a live alligator under his arm. Then he proceeded to chase customers around the store with the alligator. In a video posted on Only in Duval Instagram account, a man can be seen entering the store with a gator. "Hey, man, y'all got some beer? Still?" He said to an employee. "Y'all ain't out, are ya?" Then he sees another customer headed towards the walk-in beer refrigerator, and he yells, "Is he taking the last bit of beer?" Then he chased him through the store with the gator, and he grabbed a 12-pack. Yeah, bad idea. Don't do that. Don't do that anywhere.
He must have really wanted that beer.
That was just a bad plan. I think he just wanted to make it onto this break called Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Good news comes your way courtesy of Odiva, monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. I think this is a pretty cool story. It says here, first of all, I just got to say, I think this is such a neat thing, and it'd be awesome if my computer would work. Come on. It says, to repent for their part in patient hardship, doctors team up to forgive $1.4 million in medical debt.
Whoa.
So hundreds of Kansas residents received letters in the mail last month explaining how they'd been completely forgiven of medical debt thanks to a group of doctors and nurse practitioners who want to atone for the hardships they caused by their career fields. It says medical care providers donated $10,000 of their own money so they could buy out and forgive $1.4 million worth of medical debt to people in the Kansas City region.
Wow.
So they're members of the Midwest Direct Care Alliance, a group of doctors and nurses who support direct primary care model of health in Kansas rather than insurance-based billing and copays.
I love that.
It's a neat idea. Anyway, the physicians say they joined the alliance because they regretted the financial distress that has helped bestow their patients, put them into a position where they got so much debt. So as a means of repenting for the flawed healthcare system, the alliance members partnered with RIP Medical Debt to clear 784 people of their medical debt. So I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it. I think it's just a neat idea, and it's really cool. And I'm glad my computer's working again. I was trying to scroll,
and I bet they have
it wouldn't scroll.
Long-term clients there because
I sure hope
they
so.
did that too.
Yeah, it's just a neat thing. I've got a link in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. I want to let you know, if you ever come across good news, something that you think would be worth sharing on the program, you can share that. You can either do it through our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show, or right through our website, johnandheidishow.com. And this is one of the stories. I get stories all the time that are shared. So thank you very much to people who do share those. If you care, please share. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.